Hey guys, welcome back to the TED Show. You know how much I love musical guests. I love it when we can hear a story and a journey, and then when they get to perform live. I mean, it's like the perfect trifecta of a great show. And so these guys are Water Tower. Water Tower, I know Kenny's here. The whole group's here. We're very excited to have you guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited. So, you know, the audience always loves an origin story. Obviously, I tagged you. I put your website on, but they love to hear it from the people who are going to sing. It's a good connecting kind of thing. So just introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about your journey all the way here toward Water Tower.
Well, we started about 15 years ago as the Water Tower Bucket Boys up in Portland, Oregon. We played music at the Water Tower behind my parents' house for the people of high school. And we eventually kicked the bucket and formed as this trio you see here now. And we're just Water Tower. And we like to explore with all kinds of genres now. Then we were a more specifically traditional based band, but now we go all over the place. My name's Kenny Feinstein, and we got Joey Berglund. We call him Juice, and then we have Tommy Drinkard.
Yeah. Also known as
So
Barjay.
So you all met in high school?
You know, the band started in high school, but we met here in LA actually. We met here in LA, but we all started playing music in high school separately.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what is the Water Tower name? Obviously, now we understand that story. So what is it like coming together for a band? We had some questions about people who were trying to collaborate, because, you know, this year is last year was a collaborative kind of year, because we were all stuck. So as a songwriter and performers, I'm sure you had to collaborate some. But what brought you to Water Tower as far as getting together, being the group, and then dealing with the pandemic?
Well, let me start on that. For the pandemic, right before, we had already decided to live together in this one house, which we all live in separate places now, but we decided to batten down the hatches and focus all our efforts on our musical efforts. Because Water Tower, that's one of the projects, but he also has his project, which is called Barjay Bar, and Tommy Drinkard has his own project called Tommy Drinkard and the Remedy. So just a way that we could combine forces, like Captain Planet. What do you guys think?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was crazy. It's like we started busking, because I started playing with Kenny and Water Tower like maybe a year and a half ago, but I would play like a couple gigs here and there on lap steel. Then I started busking with Kenny about like 3 or 4 months before the pandemic, and we started going like hard, like every day.
Tell them again, because I had to ask you earlier, what is busking?
It's street performing. So we're performing on like the side of the highway, basically, for tips, And and what happened is the pandemic happened. We took it indoors. We started busking online, and it's been a crazy.
What was that like? Was it difficult to kind of make the connection, or did you guys just feel at home in that new platform right away?
We really wanted to sleep in bunk beds together. So we went to MacArthur Park and bought one.
Yeah. Kenny made us.
He made them.
Makes sense.
So there's obviously a lot of humor and love between the three of you. Do you all have separate roles in the band?
Yes, we do have separate roles. And it's funny because it's not something that we talk about. It's just something that we do. We function as a unit without having to even say it. It's just we know what each other's thinking from playing so much music together.
Yeah, the collaborative spark. You can tell you guys have that bond. Was it harder to write songs and try to figure out what you were feeling during 2020? We've had a lot of artists that came on and they shifted some of their songwriting because of all of the changes on the pandemic.
That's a good question. Harder to write songs. I think we've been writing more songs in the last, week or two. You guys have been writing on the street, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been a crazy year for writing new music in general. Because during the pandemic, and I'm going to start it up soon, but we were doing this show called Producing the Internet. I make beats as well. And so from writing songs with fans on streams, that's like one new way. But then also recently, Juice and I, Kenny and I, we've been on the street and just writing a bunch of stuff on the street, when you're busking on the side of the road, the cars only stop for like 30, 45 seconds, right? So it's a very short stop. So you can kind of just go out there and like write new stuff. And
what's the inspiration though? Do you just get moved by something you saw, or does something going on kind of bring back an emotion and then you write based on that? How does that process work if you're out there writing?
What do you think?
I think it has to do with what we're experiencing in the moment a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So true.
You know?
It is.
Just
It is.
what we're seeing.
And like a million different ways to say, you know, you're down and out and you're on the street, right? It's like there's a lot of ways to say that.
Everybody wants to hear that song.
You'd be surprised.
I love the honesty, though. You've embraced it. And so you've made it part of your writing process, your collaborative process, your art, which is, I think, really cool. I love it. All right. So tell us about the songs that you write. You talked about experimenting in new genres, or you're kind of all over the place in a good way is how I viewed it. So do you is there one particular genre you describe yourself as, or do you really just play pretty much anything that moves you?
I think we really play anything that moves us. You know, we just did a cover of the #1 song in the US, that Mood song by 24K Golden. And I think that was your idea. That was
No, Tommy.
It was Tommy's idea.
No, it was dude, it was your idea.
Vulcan mind meld.
Vulcan mind meld. We all had the idea at the same time.
I think
you
I
know,
had the idea, like, let's cover some like pop stuff. And then Kenny was like, let's do Mood into Coco. It's like a mashup of the last two 24K
Golden songs. And Juice had the idea for the music video. So it's like we like to do whatever we do. We can't help it just being us, the sound of our personalities through our instruments together. That's the whole thing about Water Tower, is that over the years the members may change, but the vibe has been the same. And now the three of us, we've worked our personalities into it on the street now together. You can feel the thing we've been working on together, and that's kind of what it's all about. I think for being in a band, for me, and for this band in particular, is we all come together with our particular strengths and shine this turd together.
Love it. All right, I'm cognizant of your time.
Thank you.
So you're going to perform for us, which is such a treat. Tell us what you're going to perform.
Well, that's great. You know, I don't think we'd actually talked about it, but why don't we do that new one, the ND, and it goes D to B minor to G to A. We played it in the park the other night. You'll remember it. This one's a new one that actually we wrote on the road a while ago, but we just came up with the lyrics again. We wrote this on the road actually when we were touring a couple years ago, but we hadn't pulled it out until a couple days ago and added some more to it. So it's kind of it's a celebration of life in a way.
Love it.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Girl, won't you come out to play? The sun's rising soon and I'll be on my way. I don't wanna tell, 'cause I'm feeling so low. So I'll ring my tongue till my body grows cold. Oh, I saw the light. And I've got nothing to say. The sun's rising soon and I'll be on my way. I don't wanna So I'll hang my head till my body goes cold. Oh, I see the light. Oh, I feel like crying. Oh, I see the light. Oh, I feel like crying. Take it.
All over it.
That was so good. I love being surprised like that. That was not what I was expecting.
Yay!
Which is one of the reasons why I don't do a ton of research. I don't like to listen to anything beforehand because I want to be surprised. I also take myself off there occasionally because what if you're bad?
It's true though. It's true.
And what if I can't hold my face? So that was awesome. Is that so? That's a banjo in the back, yeah, and a mandolin, or what do we have?
Yes, sir. That's a banjo. It's a 5-string banjo, and we have a mandolin here. And yes, sir.
Amazing. I loved it. I loved the harmonies. I thought that was so awesome.
Well,
not what I was expecting. It's got such a beautiful sound, very pure.
Well, thank you. It's not what those guys were expecting either, because we, like I said, we hadn't talked about it. They're such good sports, and that's what I mean by, we can read each other's minds, because I made a couple different indecisions there about, wait, we're gonna end it here, and I was like, it felt time for a solo. That's the thing, is that there's so much freedom when we play together all the time.
I love it. All right, I'm cognizant of your time. Tell us how that we can get your music, how we can find out about you. What's the best way?
Well, I'd say the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, Twitter, or Twitch, which are all the same, at Water Tower Band. But I also want to say to check out at Bar J Bar. That's BARJAY Bar. He does amazing music. And same with Tommy Drinkard and The Remedy. And so, how would they best find y'all?
Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, Bar J Bar Music or Bar J Bar.
Perfect.
There's Tommy Drinkard on YouTube. It's spelled Drink ARD.
Drink hard without the H or something.
There's a lot of different ways that you remember that name.
And don't forget Kenny's offshoots either. 182 Water. If you really want to see a deep dive on how crazy it can get, Kenny's got a rap alter ego.
Yeah, he does.
Nice.
Absolute money.
You guys, when you share the show, tag all of those pages, and then I'll share it on all my platforms. I think people would love to see everything you're up to. Thank you very much. Safe travels to you. Thanks so much for taking time. That was amazing, guys. Y'all have a great one. Water Tower.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, guys.
Thank
See you soon. Bye, everybody.